Hey guys, so unfortunately there's going to be no new cover this week. I have too much going on for the weekend. It was my birthday a couple days ago. Alright, I'm just trying to relax. I'm 24 years old now, I'm basically an old man. So I'm going to review a trumpet today that was actually sent to me by a company called Eastar, who reached out to me via email, sent me the instrument for free, and said, hey, can you review this for us? And they didn't tell me I had to review it positively or negatively. So you're going to get my honest opinions. I have a microphone set up right here, and we are going to do some playing tests compared to the trumpet that I currently use. So, without further ado, let's unbox this thing. Okay, so the first thing that I'm noticing here is that this case is really nice. This case is actually better than the ones that I've been using for years. For comparison's sake, this is the case to my current instrument right here, and it's just a classic hard-covered case. This thing would get thrown into the back of a bus for marching band rehearsals and such, and yeah, it gets pre-up pretty easily. It is nicer looking, I'll admit, but this here, This I think has more utility for, say, if you're a performer, you want like a little mix of between a hard soft case and you're carrying it around. So overall, I'm very happy with this. Even if I don't like the instrument, I mean, I keep the case, right? So let's open up the actual case itself here. Apparently I struggle with zippers on these cases. Okay, so it actually looks like in addition to this, they also sent a cleaning kit with it as well. So we have this little thing here talking about a Vine program. I really hope they don't mean like the social media platform, because that's been dead like forever. TikTok's the way now, apparently. Put that aside, let's look at the actual contents here before the actual instrument, which is like the holy grail of this review. Looks like we have a cleaning snake. Very useful to have when these already come with your instrument. I had to buy one separately for my instruments. And then we have some different sized wire brushes here. And we have some valve oil that was sent with it. We have some gloves. These look like some like Michael Jackson great gloves to me, so I always approve of that. We have some soft cleaning cloths, it looks like. Man, this is like more legit than anything that I actually own. These would be really good for cleaning. Set these off to the side. Things of silica gel as for the packaging. And we'll pull the actual instrument out. Just looking at this and feeling it, it doesn't feel like it's out of cheap, light material. Now, the thing that I'm going to point out here is that this is advertised as a beginner's trumpet, and it's about $109. For perspective, trumpets can be much more expensive than this. And since it's listed as beginners, I think it is totally fair to not expect this thing to be of incredible quality. So I'm looking at it with that sort of mindset. But just looking at it, yeah, feels like a pretty standard trumpet. I do like how there's little notches on the ring there for you to get some more, let's say, stronger feeling of adjustment on it. Never owned a trumpet that actually has this ring here on the back. You can tell that I'm reviewing this like somebody who just plays trumpet videos on YouTube, because I'm not professional at all. I don't know technical terms for any of these things, even though I definitely should. For comparison, this trumpet, $110 listed on Amazon, and it's listed to come with all this cleaning kit stuff that I have here on the side. And my trumpet, for perspective, somewhere in the ballpark of $300 some. Mine was also listed as a student trumpet. Spit valve levers are about what I expect them to be. It's actually very rare for my experience to see trumpets that didn't have these kinds of spit valves. The one that I have is one of the few ones that have like the push button up top. So yeah, this looks pretty good. And again, this case, I love this. I love this case so much, because I'm just not used to having one of these. All right, so the mouthpiece is a 7C mouthpiece. I don't know if you guys can see from the quality of the camera there. So it's a 7C mouthpiece. That's a pretty standard beginner's mouthpiece. I actually still play on a 7C mouthpiece because I'm a noob. Is there anything on this outer pouch here? I doubt it. What is this? No way. Alright, I am going to put some oil on this thing and get valves moving a bit more solidly. We'll give them a bit of a playing test. A couple things I just want to point out about this that I just noticed from oiling it up and then playing it to tune it in a little bit. The valves feel pretty average, I guess. Since this is a new trumpet, maybe it's need like broken in a little bit more, played a bit more. I do like how the tops of the valves have a little bit of style to them. I really do like that. I also did notice that inside the valves, you guys should be able to see now there's only one notch in there for how you can arrange the valve, which is really useful because very oftentimes on most instruments you have two notches, which means there's actually two ways the valves can go in. One of the ways will result in your instrument having no sound, and the other way will actually work. Now that we have gone over just general things, the overview that I like about this instrument, let's give this thing a good old playing test. Okay, so now that that's over, if you compare this instrument to my instrument, just noticing the feel of the two, this one feels a lot lighter in the hand compared to this one. That's not necessarily a bad thing, just something that I noticed. Also, I really like having this here, so that whenever you are emptying the spit valve, you can put your thumb on the back of it so the tube doesn't move at all. And since this came right out of the box, this is actually very well lubricated, so this moves pretty easily right now. Also, I really like having this here. So for those of you that don't know what these are for, the reason why these slides are able to be moved is because there are some notes that are just naturally out of tune. Sounds weird, naturally out of tune. Anyway, the idea is that whenever you're playing, say, low C sharp, for instance, I got closer to intonation because I was able to kick this slide out to bring the notes down in pitch. So having this here as an option will just make it so that you can use this to kick it out if you need to. You can use both of these if you need to, which really helps sometimes when you're playing in the extreme low register. Say if you are playing below a low F sharp, which it is possible to do, it's just really tricky. You're doing a lot of lip bending. You can just use these to fix any intonation issues you have, and having this here able to be moved is just an additional degree of flexibility. But anyways, overall things that I noticed in terms of how it sounded to me in my ears, and you can use your own judgments, of course. I recorded everything so you can hear it for yourself. This instrument here seems to have more of a brash sound. This actually reminds me a lot of the instrument that I used to play on for this channel. And it's the one that I used all throughout high school. And you know, it's a beginner's trumpet, so it's completely okay for it to sound like that. So if you're somebody who's, say, like in grade school, or say your son or daughter is in grade school, and they're just starting to get into playing instruments, and it comes down to they want to play the trumpet, and the school is having for them to rent, but you want something cheap but good enough, I think this is fine. Nothing about it really sounds awful to me, especially at the level that I play at, which is mostly just doing covers for YouTube. I used to play in marching bands, that sort of thing. This will do just fine. Especially the fact that it comes with a cleaning kit really helps because you can engender the discipline into yourself early of properly cleaning out your instrument whenever you should. I don't do it often enough. I'm a bad person. For $110, I believe it is on Amazon, and I think this will work great for your generic playing needs. Now understand, this is me just playing it for a few minutes, so those are the only impressions that I can give you. I may use it in a couple of my videos, for sure, because, you know, it's another kind of sound. So if you're overdubbing trumpet tracks, it helps to have multiple kinds of trumpet sounds in there. So yeah, I guess to use the ever so hated phrase, in conclusion, I of course much prefer my trumpet, but you have to keep in mind, this thing is in the price range of about $300. This thing's in the price range of about $100. This thing just has a bit more of a mellow sound to it, and I prefer it. And it's silver, and I like it because it makes me feel like good at playing my instrument. I don't know. So yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this review of this instrument. I will drop the Amazon link to the instrument in the description below if you're interested in picking one up for yourself. Like I said, it's perfect for beginners as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week.